Hey Jeff, how are you? Good to see you.
Good. Hi. Hi. Good to be here.
Is it hot as heck up in Baltimore?
I'm actually in north and east a little bit, and it's not.
Oh,
It's
good.
warm, but it's actually humidity's pretty low. It's actually, pretty nice. How's it
Good.
down there?
It's hot.
Okay.
It's humid. Yeah, got up in the 90s today.
Wow.
So maybe we'll get a break in July.
Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock, so I guess we need to get started reading the text. And so before we do, let's set our motivation. This time, perhaps we can expand it to as far as space in all directions, north, south, east, and west, intermediate directions up and down, just as vast as space, seeing out oceans and oceans of loving kindness and compassion to all sentient beings. Not just people on the prayer list, all prayer lists everywhere, in all universes. And we can rejoice that all our merits are multiplying during this month of Sakada. So it will definitely create the cause for continuing to accumulate merit. And due to the kindness of Geshe, we also are going to accumulate wisdom, his wisdom, by listening to his teachings. So we can rejoice in that. So I'm now just going to start reading the King of Prayers. King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. Samantabhadra Karya Pranidhana Raja. Pakpa Sampo Chepe Mönlam Ki Gyalpo. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You lions among humans, gone to freedom in the past and future, and the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. The energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas, visualize as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You are the bright lights, of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize Parinava Please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet risen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then, following the footsteps of all the Buddhas, and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces. Just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May ease the suffering in the low realms in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of beings, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by Bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminating everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields numberless as atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of the 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair, so I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the complete pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tendencies of beings. With strength of understanding I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma, of all Buddhas in 3 times gone to freedom who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lines among humans, and with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those who sequentially turn the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces, I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. So this is the stanza that Geshe taught last week. So if he doesn't review, this is one that we will start. It's the last stanza on page 8. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of dharma, may I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities, may I fulfill an ocean of aspirations, may I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas, may I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one called Samantabhadra, all-embracing good, the elder brother, the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as the skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri for this Bodhisattva practice of all-embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space, likewise limitless are living beings, thus limitless are karma and afflictions, may my aspirations reach, be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds and 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world, even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is the fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the hero Manjushri who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised as greatest, by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations, fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus, in this joyful land of Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of this scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. Okay, now we'll recite the preliminary prayers. First, the short mandala offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adored Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this is a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect pure Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release a rain of vast and profound Dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Ratamandalakam Niryatayami. And now the refuge and bodhicitta prayer 3 times. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. So as I said, if you joined late, we are on page 8 in the last stanza. That's the first stanza. The one previous to that is the one that Geshe taught about aspiration for antidotes. Geshe is here.
Please have a seat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good evening, Venerable Hamula, Domasi, Paul, Nico. Good evening, Jeffifer. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, Carmen. Good evening, Geshe or Michael. Good evening, Renee. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Toshita, Gelek, Alexander. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, Han. Good evening, Giovanna. Good evening, David. Good evening, Julie. Good evening, Michelle Hills. So anybody watching YouTube, good evening. Refuge Buddhist the prayer. Okay. Sanje, Chodan, Soje, Chonam, no, Chanjo. Dage, Chushin, Jebe, Sonam, Je, Dola, Pinja, Sanje, Do, Bara, Sho. Sanje, Chodan, Soje, Chonam, no, Chanjo, Bodo, Dame, Chonje, Dage, Chushin, Jebe, Sonam, Je, Dola, Pinja, Sanje, Do, Bara, Sho. Sanje, Chodan, Soje, Chonam, no, Chanjo, Bodo, Dame, Chonje, Dage, Chushin, Jebe, Sonam, Je, Dola, Pinja, Sanje, Do, Bara, Sho. Padala mimi nami aje omada jajen la so chuji chola chawa jaba namo sanje sungda rabdo shishin dewe jujuba. Jida shishin tambe chunye chunye di shishin namo la yeke da lupa da yeke tumada nami. Ruwa gonjan nama jizama tamje ke don dake chue ten to pange tuze nye so ne tawa tamje bambe ja tambe chunye ten zama kodam dama. Oh yeah. Then I don't know where we stop. I think.
So we stopped in the section about the aspiration for antidotes.
Oh yeah, maybe antidote, no problem. So did we finish that or not?
Yes, we finished that stanza.
Okay, so now then the second one. Oh yeah. So now the title of this part of the section of the teaching is called like aspiration for action or action. Probably aspiration for lazy one remember. Action probably better. No? China jazo number China jazo number simje jazo tane number chunam jazo. There's two stanzas. Choba jazo number melam jazo sanje jazo. Yeah, Ramula, can you read these two like stanza? Make sure everybody's aware where we are.
May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. Clearly see an ocean of dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons.
这个都行那么讲究那么大些学说。So now the first one, Xing usually literally means realms, realms, realm, okay. Devachanda, so Sukhavati, such as like Sukhavati. Sukha in Sanskrit, Sukha means happiness. Sukhavati means the land of happiness or realm of happiness or land of happiness. Devache. I think Toshita realm is also like, but we know Sukhavati, there's many different kind of Sukhavati. So they all call Sukhavati because land of joy, land of happiness, Sukhavati. So within the Sukhavati, there's many different kind of Sukhavati. So then, such as like Toshita is part of the desire realm. Toshita is a part of desire realms. Within the desire realm, there's like seven types of celestial realm. It's part of the desire realms. 7 level of celestial realm, which is part of our realm, desire realm. The very realm that we are living in is called desire realm. So then form realm, then formless realm. There's called 3 realms: desire realm, formless realm. Formless realm, there's no like, there's no place. Minute you are like, it's just right here, right there. That's what's called formless realm. So there's not such a place that you go to. So if you are going to be part of the formless realm after your death, it's right there. It's right there. Okay. The formless realm, then there's something physical, depending on four layers. 4 layers. This is all the cause, the direct cause to be born of those form realm, formless realm is the causes by the single-pointed meditation. The single-pointed meditations cause the one to be born in form realm and formless realms. And there's also Geshe, so there's the method to achieve clairvoyance or technique to achieve clairvoyance. So then within the clairvoyance, there's 8 different types of clairvoyance. So then that actually create the cause to be born is those form realm and formless realm. You could say higher realm compared to desire realms. Here, a lot of uncertainty. Form realm compared to form realm. So then much more less complicated when you're born there. So the one way to looking or focusing or concentrating on the downside of desire realms, and you are kind of get very tired of this uncertainty, all of that, many complications, then you are very much like I say, like wishing to be born in form realm, and you are like thinking about the quality of form realms, so again and again, thinking about the quality of form realm. So then focusing on the contemplating on the downside of the desire realms, that's the way they kind of like generate very strong will to born there. Doesn't mean you are free from samsara, but that's also part of samsara. Doesn't mean you're free from samsara, but much more less complications, okay? So I think Toshita realms where the Lama Tsongkhapa and Metteyya Buddha are recited now is a part of the desire realms. I think the tip of the Mount Meru, that's called 33 celestial realm. That's the tip of the Mount Meru. So then above that, that's called like non-combatant realms. Non-combatant realms. I guess there's no war. There's nobody's fighting. It's called Taptra, means free from fighting. The way they translate is called non-combatant realms. Tip of the Mount Meru, there's like 32, 33 celestial realms. Then above that, non-combatant realms. So then above that, there's Toshita. That's the Toshita, the actual Toshita, probably ruled by some celestial beings. So then the distance from there is like 500 yards. Not straight above 500 yards. Is the distance between town and temple, monastery. You know, see now a lot of the monastery is built far from the town. When you go to Europe, you know, some France, you see the monastery on the mountains. So monastery, according to Vinayaka Sutra, must build quite a distance from the town. So that's the traditions. So now you see the monastery, when you go to Europe, you see on the mountains, the Catholic monastery, whatever monastery. So that distance, 500 yards from the non-combatant realm. So then above that, there's Toshita, actual Toshita. So then from Toshita, 500 yards. So then there's like at the Toshita realm, Toshita Pure Land that we are talking about, that one is located there. So there are the Maitreya Buddha, then all this 1,002 Buddha descend from that realms. Okay, 500 yards. Then Yiga Chunjin, so that's where the Maitreya Buddha teach. Yiga Chunjin, the teaching courtyard. In that, you know, the Toshita Pure realm is like, is above, actual Toshita realm above the 500 yard above. So there's the Toshita Pure Land. That's from where the 1,002 Buddha descend into our world. So now Lama Tsongkhapa, Lama Atisha, Maitreya Buddha's teaching their Panchaparamita Sutras. And Lama Tsongkhapa was there, Lama Atisha was there, and there's many masters, or probably fortunate, you know, beings are there continuously receiving the teachings from there. And every sound created by trees, teachings. Every sound then made by bird is the sound of teachings. It's not just ordinary sound. There's no thorn, there's no harmful insect, there's no thorn. And the land is filled with fragrant, you know. So there's the one way to create. You just visualize the realm. You just imagining based on the instructions on the daily basis. You are thinking about. You are kind of going through the description of that Toshita Pure realm through your meditations, hoping that will create the cause you to be born in that realm in the near future. So that will create the cause, visualizing Toshita Pure Land. I mean, like some kind of like review meditations, and making heartfelt requests to Lama Tsongkhapa to be born there. So that create the cause. Okay. So there's the Sukhavati is like Toshita realms, but you know there are many different types of Sukhavati. Shinam Janzo number 30. Devachi is a Sukhavati, so then Lotus Land or Lotus Land, these are different names of the Sukhavati. Sanji ji Shin Janzo Kiji number Tapa Cheva Shedan. purifying all the realm, purifying all the realm. First of all, in order to purify them, first you need to dissolve all the realm into shunyata, understanding of shunyata, understanding of shunyata. So then transform. After when you dissolve, that's why I call Sambhav the South, Sambhav the Hum. My body is pure nature, my body is pure mind, pure nature of everything else. And you say that's me, try to generate the divine pride. So then after that, you say all become empty. So that means now you are dissolving, you are kind of dissolving all this imperfection into the perfections. Makes sense? You are dissolving all the imperfection into the perfections. That's what is happening. Then with a deeper understanding of shunyata, then you transform. So then it's kind of like purifying the realms, and then taparamjam, the result is taparamjam is just pure. Everybody you see is not just ordinary being. It's like Dhaka, Dakini, place, mandala. You maybe some form of celestial beings or deities. The ordinary, non-ordinary sense of you is completely gone, completely dissolved into the shunyata. Okay, so that's the reason. That's how you purify. First, you dissolve all the imperfection into shunyata. What that means, you're trying to dissolve your perception of imperfections that related to environment. You're trying to dissolve that into shunyata. So that's what it means. Okay, purifying the realms. That's the first one. The watching the Pemachana support the Sanji Shim Nam Janso Kiji Rela Tabachis. It's not like after a few days or 2 days, 5 days, not like that. Immediately you purify them, dissolve into Shunyata purify immediately. Kowe Rashi Nimubi Chadoki Chimbi Nyawar Chimbi Simje Janso Chinyi Batala. Ocean is the example that typically has a quite often used in the Buddhist teaching is to symbolize. It's not just small. It's like vast. It's like vast as ocean. So that's what the ocean word ocean been used. It's not like they are ocean. It's like vast as the oceans. Surface-wise, you can hardly see the edge. Deep. This is very deep. That means like usually it's like very vast. Simjin Janzo, ocean of sentient beings. That means it's like almost you cannot count. It's like limitless or numberless. So why that we are not free from samsara? Because we are bound there with the kind of like chain of like action and delusions. That's what it's called. Chado means chain. A chain here refers to afflictions and actions. Simje Janzo Chinyi Batala Junuji Chundros. Tu Kunjubi Chunduni Guachini Sung Jesu Tempe Chundujugun number 2 watches. You liberate them by teaching them method, technique, how to overcome, how to become more compassionate, how to become more loving, more kinder to yourself, to others, through teaching. So then trying to help them to, I say, free from the chain that tightly bind us into the samsara. So then you're trying to, that's what it means, purifying sentient beings. Make sense? Huh? That makes sense? Okay. No, simply janzo junjuji chunju do tu, junjuji chunju.
Geshe,
Oh,
there's a question about Sukhavati. The question is Geshe saying that Sukhavati refers to celestial realms as a group and Toshita is one of these? Or could Geshe please explain again the relationship between wishing to be born in Toshita or wishing to be born in Sukhavati?
not just Toshita, Toshita pure land. There's difference between Toshita and Toshita pure land. By the way, this is not beer, this is like sparkling water. So what is the question?
So the question is trying to understand, does Sukhavati refer to celestial realms as a group?
No,
And
no,
Tosh-
no.
Okay,
Sukhavati is nothing to do with the celestial realm. Celestial realm, yeah, true Buddhist practitioner, they doesn't want to go there, so that you live there a long time. And yeah, things are much less complicated, but there's no gain. There's only enjoyment. There's not much gain, only enjoyment, not much gain. So no spiritual development. Toshita, pure land. Toshita is part of the celestial realm, but Toshita, pure land, what I'm saying is not a part of the celestial realm, is within the desire realm. Toshita, pure land, is within the desire realm. Where it located above Toshita realms, which is part of the celestial realms. Toshita, pure land, where it's located, is located 500 yards from the Toshita realm, which is part of the celestial realm. Understand? Understand the difference? Toshita, pure land, is not a part of the celestial realms. Toshita realm is the part of the celestial realms. Toshita, pure land, is where it located where formless realm, form realm, desire realm, it is within the desire realm. It is not celestial realm. It's called pure land, Toshita, pure land. It's like Sukhavati. Sukhavati, there's teaching happening. Celestial realm, there's no teaching. Sukhavati, there's teaching. Celestial realm, there's no teaching, just enjoyment. No. Is it clear now?
I'm not sure if it's clear to the questioner. I don't know if she wants to speak. She's asking what is the difference between Sukhavati and Toshita? It sounds like you just said the difference is there's teaching in Sukhavati and not necessarily in Toshita Pure Land.
No, Dhamasi, Toshita, as I said, Toshita, there's like 7 celestial realm, which is part of the desire realm. Toshita realm is part of that. So what we should say Toshita pure land, not Toshita, just Toshita pure land. So that is not part of the celestial realm, but that is located within the desire realm. Make sense?
Geshe, if it's okay, Donna.
Sure,
Yeah.
Julie, please, yes.
Yeah, there's a clear
So-
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Geshe, I'm sorry, I'm still confused.
yeah.
I guess my confusion is about, in this prayer, we pray about Sukhavati in this prayer. And I've heard you talk before about praying to be born in Toshita, which I think means Toshita pure realm, pure
yeah.
land.
Yeah, we must Toshita pure land.
But I don't understand. So when I say this prayer, I'm not saying Toshita pure realm or pure land. I'm saying Sukhavati,
Yeah,
praying to be born in Sukhavati. So what is the difference between Sukhavati and Toshita pure realm?
Okay, Sukhavati is a big circle. Toshita realm is a small circle. Sukhavati, there's a big circle. There within that circle, there's many different kind of Sukhavati. like
Okay.
Sukhavati is like the land of happiness. There's like a kind of like pure land. And then within that pure land, there's many, many different kinds of pure land, like each enlightened being has pure land. So it's like the Sukhavati is a big circle. Toshita realm is within that circle,
Okay.
inside the circle.
Okay.
So
So
it's like Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, there's the Louisville.
right.
Is inside the Kentucky, it's a part of the Kentucky.
Right.
But the Toshita pure land is the part of the Sukhavati, but not every Sukhavati is Toshita pure realm.
Got it.
Like Medicine Buddha pure land, Tara pure land, or location pure land. There's many people. They are all of them are like Sukhavati.
So Sukhavati is this group or the circle of pure lands.
Yeah.
And each bodhisattva or Buddha has a
Exactly.
different pure land
Exactly right.
within Sukhavati. So pray to be born in Sukhavati is to pray to be born into one of these pure lands, and to pray to be born into Toshita pure land is the specific pure land.
Exactly right.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Like somebody who are devoting themselves to Mother Tara, so they are very person who's very much devoted to Tara, wishing to be born in Tara's pure land, which is called Potala. It's a part of the Sukhavati, So, so it doesn't matter. Every Tara's pure land, there's teachings, So then, like someone who devoted to Lama Tsongkhapa, like Guru Yoga, so then wishing to be born is like Toshita pure land. Make sense?
Yeah, I think it's the first time I've understood it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so, so in monastery, we don't understand the first time, so we understand after 100 times, so then you are fortunate. We have to debate like probably many, many hours, then finally sometimes you understood, sometimes you still live with the confusions. So there will be more confusion going slowly, then hoping somebody will help. So yeah, probably there's pure land associated with each deity, Tara, generally say, nothing like that, okay? So then like the second one, like liberating the sentient beings of vast as oceans, liberating them, and through teachings. So in order to them, those sentient beings, because I think sentient beings are stubborn. It's not sentient beings are stubborn. So if you have some mythical power, you can show them to trust you. So more likely they'll probably listen to your teachings. If you have some mythical power, then it's time to show. So them to trust you, so then you can teach them, then basically liberate them, okay? If you have one, so then teach. There's a second line. Chunam janzo rabdo tongji. That basically intellectual understanding of the teachings. Also teaching this also vast as ocean. There's so much to learn. I think this life is not long enough to learn all of them. So just learn much as possible. So that's what we can do. So then like realizations or meditative experience that you gain, starting contemplating, integrating, starting contemplating, integrating. So then you gain meditative experience. So that's called realizations. There's like the second types of dharma, oral teachings, then the realizations, the true. So that they are the generating the aspirations to able to study all these teachings, and not just study, then contemplate. In the beginning, learn, middle, contemplate, in the end, integrate or resolve. So then meditative experience, that is resolve. Okay, so that's what the third line means. So,
Geshe, there's another question about Sukhavati.
okay.
Okay, the question is, the person is asking if you don't have to reincarnate from there, that you can still help others and go anywhere. This is what Venerable Robina said. So you keep evolving. And then this person is guessing that Venerable Robina would go to the place where Lama Yeshe has his Pure Land in Sukhavati, so she could keep learning from him. And then does that seem right? That's the question.
What is the question?
The question seems to be about you don't have to reincarnate from when you go to Sukhavati, and that you can go anywhere to help others, and then you can go to the pure. No.
So to repeat the first question, the technical, there's something wrong. So like first.
Donna,
Huh?
Donna, do you want me to say?
Yes, please, Mary.
Yeah, hi, Geshe. I remember Venerable Robina was talking about, Venerable Robina, I want to go to Sukhavati. That's where I want to go straight to Sukhavati, because in Sukhavati, you can still keep learning and evolving. And she'd want to go where Lama Yeshe was, but from Sukhavati, you can be anything. You can go anywhere to continue to help anybody anywhere from there, but you don't have to reincarnate into a body to be able to do that. But you can still keep evolving. And what you're saying is you can, it's not like a pure desire realm, because in Sukhavati, you can still keep learning and evolving. Is that right?
Yeah, so Sukhavati, you can still, you continue to receive teachings.
Right. But can you also go and help people whenever somebody needs help or anything needs help in any form? You can go help and continue your bodhisattva practice from there.
That's very good question, Mary. That's really good questions. I'm afraid I have no answer. And it's very good question. So give me some time to think about, okay? Give me some time to think about. I don't want to guess. I don't want to just guess and give some wrong information, you know. So reincarnations, generally speaking, reincarnations, we reincarnate. We all do, we all do. We all reincarnate. So generally speaking, the way we come back through the power of afflictions and the karma. We are not necessarily come back with our own wish. So like some beings, they come back to the desire realms through the power of prayer or wish. It's not like they are coming back, it's not powered by karma or afflictions. They are coming back purely powered by wish to help. There's two different things. Coming back does not necessarily mean you have to come back to the power of karma and delusions, because some bodhisattvas do come back power of wish or power of want to help. So now here, when the reincarnation ceases, practically cease, once you have some experience of shunyata, once you have experience of some shunyata, that first part is not going to be the direct experience, so indirect experience. So then eventually that experience will develop. So then that experience was going to be direct experience of shunyata. So then reincarnation completely cease. Now there's no more reincarnations out of delusion and karma. That's gone for good. now the question that you ask is, do everybody in Sukhavati, do they experience Shunyata directly? So that's what I'm saying, you need to give me some time to think about. So I'm not going to say that every being they are in the Sukhavati experience Shunyata directly. So I need to, I do remember there's a lot of debate in the monastery. I do remember debating on that very question that you asked, but I need to question is like, do they still have like, are you familiar with the 12 link? 12 link. Yeah, the first is ignorance, correct? You know, the art, they put it like somebody has arrow in their eyes. So that's the kind of art they put into, it symbolizes ignorance. So now the question is, all this being, they're in the Sukhavati, are they free from ignorance? So that's the primary questions. So without that, I cannot answer your questions. I don't want to guess. I don't want to answer the questions. So I need to figure that out by myself, or maybe talk to somebody back in the monastery. So there, that issue needs to solve through debate. So I don't remember now. I haven't been debate since like came here now 22 years ago. My debating abilities like got really rusty now. Need to need to use, what do you call when things get rusty? You use some spray, what do you call? There's some spray. You use.
WD-40. You need WD-40.
I need WD-40. So that I may have one, but I'm kind of like doubtful. Maybe if I don't have somebody else in the monastery, they do. So I need to use some my debate skill has been rusted. Here, being here 2 decades, more than 2 decades. Okay, I will answer next Wednesday. I will have answers. Okay. Yeah, the more like in the Gelek traditions, most of the master, they always know, generally speaking, they're all wishing to be born in Toshita pure land, where Lama Tsongkhapa is there. So as a Gelek traditions, most of the practitioners, that's where they probably wish to be born, to continue to receive Panchaparamita teaching from Maitreya Buddha. So I don't think you can say, oh, I'm going to follow that person's pure land, that person's pure land. So I think, unless you have very clear ideas, like what is that pure land looks like, descriptions. Okay. Then I'm going to leave that up to Robina. So if Robina wants to follow the Lama Yeshe's pure land, I will probably leave that up to Robina. So I'm not going to discuss about that. Any other questions?
None right now, Geshe.
Oh yeah. So then please continue. So that generating the aspirations to learn as much as possible, then contemplate the middle, contemplate in the end, and integrate. Then like then the result will be meditative experience, deeper, lighter meditative experience. Okay, so that's the third line. He just of the top, which is no, tobe chota the chunam janto to tabu to some goes of the sheraji miki kiji sosola rabto tawa the tomaches. Is it tayaba, nichi, shisha tayaba, imbe, tevena, ishi, janto, so he janto. So janto shesun be ishi, janto te kiji sosola juchi rabdo tobaja undo. So then like the last one is called like wisdom now, vast as the ocean, wisdom, or wisdom, I think the wisdom is the wisdom. The wisdom generated by studying, wisdom generated by contemplating, wisdom generated by integrating. So that those wisdom, so then you are as generating aspirations to develop those wisdom vast as the oceans, so not just one thing, like as a deeper wisdom. Okay, so that's the last one. So now the second stanza, this has two stanza. Choba Janzo, Chanjuji Choba Janzo Tabu. Choba Janzo is deed, vast as the oceans, refers to Bodhisattva deed. Three types of ethics, 6 perfections, and so on and so forth. Generating aspirations to able to practice Bodhisattva deed vast as the oceans. Okay, so that's the first line out of the second stanza, first line. Choba Jansuji. Sambu Choba Jansu Tabusi, Choba Jansu Teta Umbashi, Tuji Kiji number Junji, Jungji, Tala Timami Bachi. So the generating aspirations to able to practice them purely, without any stain, purely. Choba Jansu. The Melam Jansu. Choba Jansu Teta Umbashi, Kiji, Melam Jansu Tabu, Chudum, the thing is. Melam Janzo, Melam. So now the third line, the second line out of the second stanza is called like the Melam. Melam literally means prayer. Prayer vast as the oceans. Melam Janzo. Even though you have so many positive wish, in order to produce the fruit, in order to materialize those wishes, and that also requires some support of mindfulness, ethics. Without that, so materializing all the positive wish, materializing them, you need mindfulness, you need ethics, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's what it means. Sanjay Jatora to Chuji, Chuju, Sanjay Jatora Namkar Chabi Chuban. So now this is like more like Bodhisattva, some of the barter offerings. As I mentioned before, like thousand petal lotus. On top of each petal, there's a Bodhisattva, some of the barter, holding a wish fulfilling jewels. So then again manifested like limitless number. So basically, like making offering like cloud that fills in the sky, like that much, So always helps, like physically offering one piece of flower, mentally it's like millions, number-wise is millions, in front of each Buddha and Bodhisattva, time-wise, not just today, all the time till you reach full enlightenment. So then, you create vast amount of merit with very little effort. So then, it's almost like the offering is almost like a practice of the generosity. Dagi, Lutangs, my body, my possession, my life. My body, my possessions, my 3-time merit, and like imagining that you are transforming all this goodness, whatever the being needs. If somebody needs clothes, you transform that into clothes. Somebody needs shelter, you need to put somebody shelter. Someone needs food, someone needs flour. whatever then you just imagining through your meditations, transforming through your meditation, you are meditating and you are thinking about your body, your possession, through your three-time marriage, and you are transforming that, whatever they needed, food, drink, water, medicine, clothes, company, whatever they need, you just transform their marriage. Giving them without any string attached, offering them without any attachment, giving them without any attachment, offering them without any expectations, not any string attached. Then hoping to that perfect practice of generosity. That's what you're hoping to achieve. Perfection of generosity. That's what you're hoping to achieve. So then, in order to do that, so then it's part of the offering your body, your possessions, three-time marriage. Okay, so like that. Sanjay Janzo to church things. There's like you could say Ahu. There's a shorter version of offering mantra, Ahu. The longer one, there's a longer one. So but the Om, when you say Om, multiplies. So cookie multiplies, ice cream multiplies, a flower everything Om. Make it like perfect offerings, no color defect, no smell defect, shape, everything's perfect. Whom kind of purifies. So that's why, when you say Ahu, when you see on the altar of flower, millions. Light, millions. Incense, you burn 1 million. If you have eight auspicious signs, millions. Whatever offering that you have, millions. If somebody give you flowers for a special occasion, your birthday, that in order to benefit, in order you to enjoy, in order to benefit the very person that's giving you the flower for maybe your birthday or like whatever reasons, and you are making their flower offerings, and you get so much benefit. The very person who gives you flower, they get so much benefit. Everybody gets so much benefit because the moment you receive, you are just thinking, offering that to all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions. Sake of your own benefit, sake of benefit of the person who's offering you flowers, whatever they offer, money, flower, food, support. So right away you make offerings. So then everybody gets so much benefit. Okay. Enjoying with altruistic attitude, not just like out of attachment, enjoying with out of altruistic attitude. You enjoy, you make offerings, the person gets benefit, you get benefit, everybody gets benefit, so that's the best way to accept offerings. So, now the last one, from the second is the last one. Like is the moment by moment. It's not talking about once the bloom. It's not like moment by moment. Like choju sanje janjota bu namkwa chebe choba namjira do choba chichi. So then when it's come down to Tantra teachings, that offering itself becomes a little more profound. Entity of the offering is like wisdom experiencing shunyata is not just something normal. Entity of the offering, whether it's like flower, food, in your mind is the entity of the offering is like the wisdom experiencing shunyata, or great bliss that you generated by manage to send the energy into the central channels that you experience this like as extraordinary amounts of joy or bliss. So that bliss is corresponding with the shunyata. So that's the entity of the offerings. So then aspect of the offerings like some kind of amrita or nectar. Or the amrita, or maybe flower, incense, fruit. You can also do that. So now the purpose of the offering is to generate the great bliss for the six senses, to your six senses, the six senses of object. So that's how the offering is made in the Vajrayana teachings or Vajrayana practice. So that's that. So now the last one, Kaba Janzo. Kaba Janzo, Kaba means eon. Kaba means eon. Kaba Janzo, Michu, because Michu, Chobachiti, Michu, seems Chobacho. So, it may seems like that, but perhaps it will take so long time. Seems like it takes so long time. So then there's risks, you get kind of like tired. No, it's taking so long time. I should give up. It's taking so long time. I really want to drink coffee, but it takes like hours and hours to make coffee, so I just give up. Like that, it takes so long. Not like that. You're kind of like inspired, even like more inspired. That's the best thing to do. It doesn't matter how long it takes. That's the best thing to do. That's what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter how long it takes. This is the best thing to do. Why I should worry about time? So I'm doing something best, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. That's what I'm going to do. So that's instead of getting discouraged, you get encouraged. Because you are enjoying tremendously. You are tremendously enjoying while you are doing it. You are tremendously enjoying while you are doing it. While you're doing it, you feel so fortunate. You feel like your life is meaning, and you still feel like you are taking the most out of this precious human life. So every moment that you're enjoying doing it. So realizing that's the best thing to do, and then doing it happily because you get joy. You get joy. So then going like that, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, month by month, with some level of joy, like that, eon doesn't matter. Or like that. Just thinking, it will take so long time, so I feel discouraged. Not like that. So you feel kind of like inspired. Okay, so that's what it means. Mijor, kawajanzo, mijor, cheparchis. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do without discouragement. I'm going to do, So it's not about the quantity, it's about qualities. Quality. You might be doing like a very small practice, but doing it joyfully. That's what's meant. Okay. So that's what kawajanzo, micho. Cho means like kind of like down, feeling down. Micho means like feeling good. Feeling good. So now that's that.
Geshe, a
Oh,
question came up about offerings.
yeah.
The question is, if you offer flowers, you injure a plant. So why offer flowers?
You offer flowers, injure flowers?
If you offer flowers, you're injuring the plant that they came from. So why offer flowers?
You don't have to cut the flowers. So who said that you have to cut the flowers? You can offer any flowers. The flower outside, you don't need to cut. No? You don't need to cut. You don't need to injure the flowers. You can like offer flowers. Even without touching them, you can offer flowers. When you go to the Costco, all this in the supermarket, you don't even touch. You can just offer, mentally offer. You can just offer them. Or when you see outside, when you go to the flower in the garden, wildflowers, so then you can offer that, offer them. Making a flower offering doesn't mean you have to cut them. So all the orchid on my altar, there's a lot of them. Most of them came back after 2 years. It's not that you don't need to injure them, so they just come back. You just like, I mean, this all the orchid on my altar, there's no injury. So that's all like well taken care of. So that's why they all came back. Some of them came back after 2 years. So now this year, all of them are blooming. So of course, they like hard work of Geshe Gelek probably. Geshe would just enjoy. I'm the one who's taking care of all the flowers. Geshe would just enjoy. Geshe doesn't like this kind of chore. So there needs to be some mindfulness so that every Monday I give them food, water. So then thinking something nice about them. So this year they all came back. Some of them took 2 years. So this is all not injured. They have been well taken care of. So they are happy to come back this year. So hoping they will come back every year. So anyway, don't need to cut, no need to cut, you can make offerings, flowers. There's, in this country, there's tons of flowers. Like there's many gardens you can go, no need to injure, you can just offer, then offer. Or you create somebody marriage, doesn't have to be your, doesn't have to be your. So then all the people who are planning, or all the people who are watering the flower, all the people who are growing the flower, they all get benefit because of your aspirations and making offerings. Sake of your happiness, sake of their happiness, and yeah, so no need. 1,000-petal lotus is just visualizations. You don't need to cut. I don't think there's 1,000-petal lotus that you can see in the world. It's just in your mind, visualizing, okay? The very good questions, so no need to cut. What else? Any more questions? We'll move on.
Yes, Geshe, another question is it okay to offer fake fruits on the altar?
That depends, like, is it okay to offer you fake food? Somebody, what do you think about somebody offering you fake food? So, then it's all based on the reason. What is the reason offering you fake food? What is the reason? I don't know the reason behind offering the fake food. So,
Geshe, I'm so sorry. I don't do that, but I know someone said that you offering, and then eventually the food go bad, and you throw it away. It's a waste. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So don't leave it there too long.
Yeah.
You offer on the altar, doesn't have to be too long. It can be like hours. Like the length of time doesn't matter. Julie, name? Rose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rose likes listening to the teachings, Geshe. She's always here.
That's like 1,000-petal rose right there roaming here. So yeah, don't need to leave too long, so it's not good to leave all the way till it get rotten. So you offer there, and power of the mind, it bless the food. Power of the mind bless the food. So then you take out, then you use. Same like water bowl offering. If you are somebody to do water bowl, so then water can be, I never waste the water, but I do. like water bowl here, like 21 bowl every single day, but that all this water goes to all these plants. So you see all this orchid. So they have been, receiving all this water bowl water, and I drink, I make tea. I don't use, otherwise, there's quite a bit of water every day, 27, like 21 bowls, quite big. So I reuse that water and for the plant, for make teas. That's why all the orchid receive the water from altar. So, okay, so good, very good question, but no need to leave too long. Water, you can leave it there, so you can take it out, take it down afternoon, take it down afternoon. So you can reuse. Okay, very good questions. Oh yeah, then yeah. So Thomas, we'll stop here now today. So then maybe any more questions? So
No more questions right now, Geshe-la.
so very good. So we are moving forward. So it's not like we are going backward. So it's going to, yeah. So we are doing very well. So then next. Yeah, next one is like Sanjay da Chanju Simpi Jesu Lab. So the generated aspiration to follow the footsteps of Buddhas and Bodhisattva through dedications. That's the next one, okay? So we'll stop here today. So so then dedication. And thank you all of you for coming in.
Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may we quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, we too dedicate all these merits in the best way that we may follow their perfect example. We dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones of Skanda of the 3 times, so we might perform good works. We dedicate whatever virtues we have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of perfect pure Losangdrapa to shine forever. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience received the name Awatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who massively accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha, 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, all of you, for coming to the class. And you have a wonderful night. See you next Wednesday.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, students, for
Thank
coming.
you, Geshe-la.
Well,
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you,
Thank you, Donna.
Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
oh, thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank you.
Dorothy.
Oh, thank you.